there, this is Tata with Rangers of Wrestling, being the Wrestling Time Potion. For tonight, I will be reviewing Monday Night Raw. Tonight's Raw was a fallout from SummerSlam, and it was the first official Raw under Triple H's creative. And so we started off with the Becky Lynch in-ring promo. So she was basically talking about how everything she's ever done, she gives it her all. And that she separated her shoulder at SummerSlam, and she had two choices to either give up or give it all that she had. And she's fought for 20 minutes through pain, and she said it was painful to realize that she separated herself from reality. So I actually really like this. I think it was a good baby face promo. So this signals that obviously now Becky Lynch is a face, and if the rumors are true, then we would get Becky versus Ronda. We got a baby face Becky versus a heel Ronda. So I think that's the direction we're going to go in. So she ultimately calls out Bianca, who says that Bianca made her have the best, and she wants to thank Bianca for this. And Bianca says not only did she define the man, but she is the man, referring to Becky Lynch. And the ladies shake hands, and she tells Bianca to hold it down, and she'll see her soon. And as Bianca's talking in the ring, she comes out and says that she's never been handed anything, and that there's a mutual level of respect for Becky. Backstage, you have Control, the group of Bayley, Iyo Sky, as she's being called now, and Dakota Kai attack Becky backstage. If you ask me, this was a good way to write off Becky Lynch from TV. I know WWE released a statement saying that she's going to be out for several months. We don't have the exact number of months that she's going to be out for, and we also don't have a return yet for her. I do think she will probably come back at the Royal Rumble, and since she is a babyface, she'll probably get that big pop, and she will probably end up winning, which is how we would ultimately get to Becky versus Ronda. But this was actually a good way to start off Monday Night Raw. I did not have a problem with this. I'm so glad it wasn't the standard "Welcome to Monday Night Raw," because it was been a rinse and repeat. But yeah, so I'm really, really liking this, and Bayley's group looking dominant on the night one. So props to Triple H. Like, you could see the change already. Then we get a US title video package, and it wasn't like a standard package. Like, it wasn't just WWE's version of the US title. It was the long history of the US title. Like, they mentioned Dusty Rhodes, Harley Race, and then we got like prestige. And one of the things that I liked was that we're trying to make the US title mean something again, make it seem important. I'm glad I can say Rock didn't suck. Yeah, it didn't suck. I honestly was really enjoyed. So this leads into the first triple threat match, and the winner faces the other winner of the triple threat match for the United States Championship opportunity. So we had AJ Styles versus Mustafa Ali versus The Miz. This was a great way. The first hour of Raw was also commercial free. A good match to start to kick the thing action off. I will say though, I don't know if just you guys, but I feel like this match was mostly AJ Styles and The Miz at some points. I know Mustafa Ali also participated. I just feel like he didn't get an equal chance to shine, but I'm sure we will get there. Because I feel like Mustafa Ali was kind of off to the side while Miz and AJ were kind of going at it. Though I did say Mustafa Ali did impress. I just wish I would have seen more of him in this triple threat match. Triple H already showing meaning to the US title, something Vince hasn't shown in years. Yeah, definitely. The Miz having injured ribs, he got hit on the table thanks to Styles. Becky delivering that promo, I can tell, was an apology from her to the fans after Vince destroyed her being a heel. Yeah, seems like it. So I guess my favorite spot in this match, and I think it's the one spot that everybody was talking about. So at some point, Mustafa Ali hits a tornado DDT to AJ Styles. But then the finisher, and again, the spot everybody was talking about, and I thought this was a really cool spot, was Mustafa. Okay, The Miz was on the floor. Like, he was in the ring laying down. And Mustafa Ali did the 450 splash to The Miz. But then AJ Styles caught him in the Styles Clash, and he Styles clashed him onto The Miz, and AJ Styles won. That was a good way to like end the match, and that was a really, really cool finisher. I'm so glad we got that. Oh my god. But like, when AJ Styles won, I kind of thought to myself, okay, I think I know where this is going, and I was pleasantly surprised to be right. So then we get two quick backstage segments. One of them is a Control. I think that's the name of the official name of the group, Control. And Bailey basically says this is not about Bianca, it's not about Becky, and that Becky's being conceited. That spot was awesome. Yeah, it was. And Usos basically said that SummerSlam was business as usual and that we are the ones. So just two very quick backstage segments. Then Seth Rollins comes out and he cuts a promo. And one of the things I like is that the crowd was like filling his name as he was going. They were going, Seth freaking Rollins. So it just goes to show you how much the crowd likes Seth Rollins. But speaking of the crowd, I have a lot to say about the crowd at the end of this review because the crowd tonight was on a different level. So he's basically coming out and he was basically insulting Riddle, which I liked because we're building to clash at Castle. Remember, a Fightful Select did report that the match between Riddle and Seth Rollins is supposed to take place at Clash in the Castle. So if that's still the case, we are building towards that. Okay, so then the Street Profits come out and like they get into it with Rollins, and Rollins was basically telling them that they're losers and that they're used to that the crowd is used to watching losers, and he doesn't want to share airspace with the biggest losers in WWE. And he mentioned how like the Street Profits suck so much as a team that they should break up. And that he starts saying how they should split up and find a way back to him. So let me see. The Houston crowd sucked. They were in a coma tonight. Yeah, definitely right. I got more to say about that. So it's kind of, again, it was those hints about the Street Profits splitting up. Like, I know that when Vince was still in charge, there were rumors of the Street Profits being split up. I hope they don't pull the trigger on a split. They don't need to split. You could still push Montez forward as a solo star and not split up the Street Profits. So one of the things I like was that the Street Profits are going to settle this with rock, paper, scissors, and they got a ref. But before they could finish the game, Tess threw the mic at Dawkins and he caught the ref and ran to the ring, which I thought was so hilarious. So this leads into Seth freaking Rollins versus Montez Ford. This was a great match, and obviously Montez's potential for being a singles competitor has been known. Like, he had an incredible match against Roman Reigns, and he had this match too. Like, he's amazing. Like, I would not be surprised if he does get pushed as a singles competitor, but I just feel for Angelo Dawkins. So one of the things I like, and I'm not sure if you guys caught it, was when Seth Rollins was gonna get ready from the top rope, he says, "Who wants to smoke now, bitch?" And I was like, oh my god, they actually like went there. The wrestling tonight was just good for the whole 3 hours. Yeah, it's not every day you get that. So he basically gives a stomp to Ford, and Seth Rollins wins. I'm actually really glad Seth Rollins won this. I feel like he needed the win because he lost his feud to Cody Rhodes, and he was just been on a losing streak. So he really needed this win. I don't think it hurts Dawkins as much because I know the Street Profits did lose on Saturday, but it doesn't hurt him. I don't think it does. Montez Ford can easily recover from this, but I think Seth needed the win. And then Dawkins saved Montez Ford from attack from Seth Rollins. So I really like what they did there. So the next match, this is where things kind of go, for me. It's Alexa Bliss versus Asuka. And we get a decent match, but then Bailey's group attacks and we get a DQ. I was like, okay, where is this going? Because Bianca comes out. And I was like, oh my god, we're going to get the whole standard. This you interfere, you're going to get 3-on-3 tag team match player, holla. But we didn't. Instead, Bianca BelAir said that she wanted a match. She didn't care with who. She was challenging for a match. And so Iyo Sky, I don't know why they changed her name to Iyo Sky. I still haven't read or seen anything as to why they changed her name to Iyo Sky. But yeah, she stepped up to the plate. So we were going to get Bianca versus Iyo Sky later in the night, which is cool. So then we get their second triple threat match of the night is, again, so the winner of this match was going to face AJ Styles, and then the winner of that match would face Bobby Lashley next week. So it's Dolph Ziggler versus Champa versus Chad Gable. I can say the Megazord came back because it was in a good mood. That Raw was good. The Megazord's right here. He's always here. You know, he's just Megazord sequence is just not activated half the time. I don't even know if he still works. He's just been sitting in my closet this entire time. So I think it was really good that we got to see Chad Gable as showcased as a singles competitor. I think it's been a while since he's been showcased, but it was really good match, and I'm not surprised Champa won this. But before I get anything, I really like Chad Gable's promo. He was talking about how he had Triple H is a Megazord. He's talking about how Houston has a problem and his brain is twice the size of Texas. Master Gable's not gonna have to cheat, doesn't have to cheat like the Houston Astros. So the crowd was not having that. They booed that. So what he was referring to was when the Houston Astros cheated. I believe, yeah, they cheated. I think it was when they played against the Dodgers, if I'm not mistaken, and that's why they booed him. So I don't think Houston liked that very much. So, but I like that. The Chad Gable on the mic is always cringe. Gable and Otis are like the bulk and skull of their G. I've actually never seen it that way. The bulk and skull. That would make sense, honestly. Chad Gable would be skull and Otis would be bulk. But I like how, like, even though he says he doesn't need to cheat, he actually does cheat. He puts his feet on the rope and trying to pin Dolph Ziggler, which I think was pretty hilarious. And so Ciampa wins this after he hits the fairy tale ending to Gable. And there is a reason why Ciampa won, which I'll get more into after I talk about his match with AJ Styles. So we get an Edge promo. And he was basically saying he's been an asshole to the fans for months now, and that he created Judgment Day to help non-utilized talent. He says he didn't see the betrayal coming, and he put himself on the shelf for a couple of months, and he pulled himself out of hell that they put him in. I do apologize. I had to step aside from to do something. Bogan Skull's theme music should be the new theme for Alpha Academy. I accidentally called them Alpha 5 last time. I did. I know I did. All right. So we get Iyo Sky versus Bianca BelAir. And this match was actually pretty good. I was enjoying it. And they got a good, decent amount of time. But the match ended in no contest, I believe, because Bailey, Dakota Kai got involved, and then Asuka and Alexa also came. And a brawl broke out. The crowd wanted them to let the fight continue. Alpha 5 said, ay, 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 when Chad Gable opens his mouth on the mic. So that was my gripe with this, is that we had two interference in the women's matches. I mean, I guess in a way I can kind of understand they're trying to build a story here. I kind of didn't like that, you know? It's like the more things change, the more they say the same. Old habits die hard, I guess. So we also found out that Logan Paul now has a multi-year deal with WWE. We also get a backstage segment with Champa, who basically talks about how he used to respect AJ Styles, but he chose to support a social media influencer who made a mockery of our home. I actually really like that he said that. I really do. Because I feel like it's how a lot of people feel about Logan Paul. So I really like that he said that. So we get AJ Styles versus Champa. The winner gets to face Bobby Lashley next week on Raw for the US title. Let me tell you, this match did not disappoint. I think a lot of us have been wanting to see AJ Styles versus Ciampa, and this match didn't disappoint. It certainly lived up to the hype. And of course, like, The Miz got involved in this. Like, he held on to AJ Styles after Ciampa sent him over to the barricade. He still beat the count 2 of 10, but then he hit him with that knee, and it hit the fairy tale ending and allowing Ciampa to win. So now we know it's going to be Ciampa versus Bobby Lashley next week for the US title. But I do have an update. So, Fightful Select reports that they learned about the increased discussions to enhance the presentation of Ciampa. Ciampa is being put in more matches that showcase his ability, possibly as early as tonight. In addition, there were discussions about him regarding his NXT theme, but we've not learned if that was confirmed. Unquote. So that explains why he had two matches. He was in the triple threat, and then he had the match against AJ Styles. They're trying to enhance his presentation. He was always one of Triple H's favorites, which makes a lot of sense as to why he won. And I'm very curious to see what's gonna happen next week that he has a match against Bobby Lashley. Now, I don't know if anybody's even paying attention, but next week, Monday Night Raw is live from, guess where, you guys? Cleveland, Ohio. And which wrestler do we know is from Cleveland, Ohio? None other than Johnny Wrestling himself, Johnny Gargano, who, if you guys watched Impact Wrestling this past week on Thursday, he made a surprise appearance in a video package for Alex Shelley. He praised him, just in case you guys don't watch Impact. So I wonder now that Triple H is in charge, I wonder if Johnny Gargano would go back to WWE, and they're going to be in Cleveland. So Johnny Gargano's coming back. Next week is a week to do it. Ciampa will be winning that US title. And then what? Have the Miz turn on him, and it's just how you get Johnny Gargano back? I don't know, but I just personally think that if he does come back, next week is the week to do it. You have to debut Johnny Gargano in his hometown of Cleveland, Ohio. It makes the perfect sense. We gotta wait and see. I'm actually pretty excited about next week. For once in my life, I'm excited about Monday Night Raw. So, give me 1 second again, you guys. I'm back, you guys. I do apologize for that. Ciampa winning both times tonight because he's one of Triple H's guys. Yeah, I definitely could see that. I still think I don't know, like I said, you guys think Johnny Gargano's coming back next week? Like I said, it would make perfect sense because it is in his hometown of Cleveland, Ohio. So then we get a quick Bobby Lashley segment. Yeah, I know, just chaos in my house, that's all it is. Then we get a quick Bobby Lashley segment. He says that he wouldn't have it either way. And he said he would like to defend the title every week. He says that Ciampa proved he is tough and hungry, and he will be anyone, anytime, anywhere. So again, I don't know, and I like the fact that next week is so unpredictable. It's does Bobby Lashley go over or does Ciampa go over? I don't know. Honestly, I would like to think, Ciampa's gonna go over because he's one of Triple H's guys and he's gonna win the US title, but we don't know that, and I like the fact that it's unpredictable. I really do. All right, and so in the main event, we get the Undisputed Tag Team Championship match. It's the Usos versus the Mysterios, a match we haven't seen in a while. According to commentary, the Usos took the titles off the Mysterios on July 18, 2021 at Money in the Bank. So this was a good match. It really was. Of course, the Usos win after they hit the 1D to Dominic. Here's the thing that I like is afterwards Judgment Day attacked the Mysterios, and Edge came out to attack Finn Balor and Damian Priest. And the thing that I really like about this was that Edge was gonna spear Finn Balor, but Rhea pushed Dom in the way. He speared poor Dominic. And so I thought that was pretty hilarious. I really felt for Dominic. He took the end of that spear, but so I'm very curious to see where this goes now. So this is are we gonna get the Mysterios and Edge versus Judgment Day? I don't know how that's gonna happen since it's 3-on-2. That's not a fair match. But overall, I really like tonight's show, despite the women's matches that ended in no DQ and no contest. It was a good overall enjoyable show. I wasn't bored half to death like I normally am. And but the one that Houston crowd, terrible crowd for this show to be in. 7 out of 10. I think I'm gonna give this an 8.8 out of 10. Overall, like I said, good show, but the reason why I'm giving it an 8 was because, first of all, the Usos versus Mysterios was a bit predictable. I think we all saw that coming. I don't think the Mysterios were going to defeat the Usos. But, and also, too, the women's matches, I get that what they're trying to do, they're trying to build a story. I just didn't like that both matches ended with the no Q, with the DQ and a no contest type of thing. I would have preferred at least have one women's match have a clean finish, and then maybe you can do a DQ down the road. But just I didn't like that. But overall, good, enjoyable show. And I'm actually really excited. I cannot wait to see next week's Raw and see the possibilities are endless. We're going to get Johnny Gargano. Is Champa going to be U.S. champion? I cannot wait. But with that being said, you guys, thank you guys all so much for watching and for your continuous support. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And make sure you hit that bell so you get notified whenever I go live or release a new video. And since it is Power Month, may the power protect each and every one of you. Have a great night.